Moab, Utah. One of the most extraordinarily insane places I have ever had the pleasure of experiencing. But before we jump into all the craziness, let's rewind it back and see how I ended up in essentially the middle of nowhere among giant sandstone mountains and cliffs 1,000 miles from home. Hey guys, it's Anthony. I know it's been a long time since I've been active on this channel. I've been out and about enjoying my life and just taking it one adventure at a time. Which brings me to today's video. This is the ultimate Utah road trip vlog. Let's go. So this is my best friend Zach, and he was kind enough to invite me on a once-in-a-lifetime road trip with his brother and some of their friends. And if you know me, I'm not really one to turn down an invitation to travel. So we set off into the sun on a 14-hour drive to this wonderful little town called Salt Lake City, Utah. We spent the night in a nice comfortable hotel room and indulged on all the luxuries that came with it. And unbeknownst to me, that would be the last time that we would get a full night's rest and a complete shower for the entire next week. So once again, we set off into the sun, but this time it was only a 4-hour drive to claim our camping spot and meet up with the other members of our adventure party, whom I would be meeting for the very first time ever. So after arriving, we got settled into our digs for the next week, and let me tell you, they were very prime. And when I say prime, I mean primitive. And that is exactly how I ended up calling this tent my home for the next week. Our first official full day of adventure in Moab had us taken on a hike that I was definitely not prepared for as our initiation into the week. And this also might have been the craziest and most dangerous thing that we would be doing our entire trip. Let me introduce to you Period Mesa. This massive sandstone summit that guards the entrance into Castle Valley. And I was skeptical if we would even be able to summit this beast, since people tend to go up and base jump off. It's about halfway. I'm gonna try to make it up there. Let me show you where we started. Yeah, see, that's the thing. All the way around. But here we are, planning to summit the beast for a stunning view and then having to trek straight back down the way we came.
To watch YouTube videos and thought these guys are crazy.
That's what Zach was saying.
I know.
Look at you now, Zach. Now you can go home and tell your parents I was that crazy dude.
Yeah, crew.
But let me tell you, the view from the top was definitely worth the hike.
Obsession, obsession, obsession. Obsession, all. Obsession, all. And obsession.
That's the car. Currently chilling in the tent. It's raining outside. These are my cards. And that's Zach. This rain is getting crazier. So our very next day brought us some nice cold rain. But that wouldn't stop us from going out and exploring. Arches National Park. Some of the wildest, you guessed it, arch formations ever.
Been up for way too long, but I don't wanna come down.
And it's so crazy to think that it was all formed by a little bit of water and some wind.
I'm free fall, you got me off of the ground.
I'm pretty sure that we were the only people ever to bring and play spikeball in the middle of the canyons right next to one of the arches.
Feel a mile high.
This is the road.
It's so sketch. Oh my god.
In the sky, cruising through the night.
We saw some more arches. We got rained on.
It's dumping on us. Look how happy Zach looks.
I was not here when we came up.
One way, gotta make the right choice. Hope I make the right choice.
Wet socks. Gotta love them.
Say green, but I see blue. Either way, your eyes the ones I'm looking to. When I'm hell first, falling from heaven, baby.
We saw some more arches. We saw some more rocks.
Chance, save me. I was
Saw some more arches.
unloving.
Hiked on some more sand.
Look down.
You get the gist of it. But 10 out of 10, a place that you have to experience for yourself at least once in your lifetime.
When you're on my side, high up in the sky, cruising through the night.
Now we weren't just here to wander aimlessly for 24 hours a day. This was a road trip, a vacation. And when we're back at the camp, we eat real good. Like real good. And of course, what is camping without a bonfire? And with primitive camping comes primitive technology.
Nothing there.
And when that didn't work out, we opted for something a little bit less primitive. And the sunsets here were some of the most vivid and breathtaking scenery ever. And the nights? Well, they brought on more good food, bonfires, stargazing, and we even played a light up frisbee in the dark.
Shimmy ah, shimmy yay. It's gonna work. Come on, light on fire.
It's too late.
It's not working. Couple more. Oh, ow! Alright, we're good, we're good. Canadian geese.
The next couple of days brought with it a wave of just absolutely perfect weather for more hiking and exploring. So we went out, we saw some hieroglyphs, we tracked some dinosaurs.
Massive duck.
15 3/4 inch.
It says it right here.
Oh.
And here we even saw a friendly bear. And like everything else here, all the views were absolutely serene.
going to arch. Of course, when we're here, gotta do the arch pose.
Let it go, we're moving up the mileage.
Bruh.
You're not gonna get stuck, right?
That one's fine.
That looks deep.
That looks really fucking deep. Do you want me to get out and see?
I just put her in 4-wheel and send it.
So I get out and walk it out?
Might get real soft.
Oh no! She's smoking. She's smoking.
And I know you got a secret, and I'ma keep.
Oh, and Canyonlands, which is the other national park that was just a short drive from Moab, and arguably an even more scenic and surreal experience compared to Arches National Park.
I was looking through the headlines, tossing through the day, but I just thought I'd let them go. Been meaning to get my head right, staying up the whole night. I just thought I'd let you know. Mornings look like the sun's about to exhale. Looking on up, that smile must be a spell. In the new light, looking on back, you know so well.
And on our second to last day in Moab came arguably the most exciting and action-packed day of our trip thus far.
We're underneath a rock.
Was wondering why it just took so long to say. Short skirt, little flirt. You could say you wanna head back to bed, hit at the cabanas. City life you know so well. Money make up both things sell. Tell you what it means to me. You're right when you roll with me. I know you got a secret, and I'ma keep it. 'Cause you gon' make the best of me when I'm a star. And I've got my dance clothes, and we'll be wildin'. 'Cause you gon' make the best of me when I'm a star. 'Cause you gon' make the best of me when I'm a star.
That shit is cold, bro.
'Cause you gon' make the best of me when I'm a star.
And if you know what Moab is known for, then you already know what we're up to. But if you don't, well, we went out and we rented some UTVs.
Let's get it.
And spent the full day basically from sun up to sundown just ripping through all that Moab had to offer in off-roading trails.
I see her rolling up, Uber black Cadillac, high heel boots and a sexy body full of tats. Baby's bad, oh baby's hella bad. After her there ain't no coming back. Wanna take a run at that. I think she's feeling me, turn it up a few degrees. My imagination of her body gets the best of me. Oh gosh, she's such a tease, bitten lips, bruised knees. I'm addicted to her, need her touching me. 'Cause she got a bad little waist, and we tearing down this place. Off the liquor that we chase, Casamigos to the face, baby, I don't need no space. Coming closer for a taste, and I'll show you how I make everything just fade away. 'Cause she's like sex, drugs, cocaine, body so insane. Jealous of the clothing that she wears up on that tight frame. All game, no shame, baby came here to play. I feel like an addict 'cause she's sex, drugs, cocaine. Got a fine little body and her mind's kinda naughty. They say that once you taste it, you cannot replace it. She could get you high, all the dopamine inside triggers fast once she's naked. Her body's a creation. They say the devil made her for his entertainment, but even he couldn't learn how to contain it. Her high heels make a damn good statement. There is no replacement, a body by Satan. She got a bad little waist, and we tearing down this place.
And on this very day, we had some very close calls. And I've never been closer to sending it off a cliff and seeing what the afterlife had to offer. But man, oh man, was it just non-stop fun, blasting music and sending it through all types of terrain.
Game, no shame, baby, game here to play. I feel like an addict, cause she's sex, drugs, cocaine.
Oh,
Passenger! You gotta commit!
yeah. Two wheels.
And on our final day in the wondrous state of Utah came our final excursion, and dare I say my favorite activity of the trip, canyoneering. I also just had bought $100 worth of gear just a couple of days earlier, and it was my very first time ever going on a rappel. So it's safe to say that I had absolutely no idea what I was doing.
All right, rope. Rope. Nope. It's so tight. You have to like feed it through. Good.
Perfect.
It's great.
So no zoomers?
No zoomers. So I'm steady, right? Oh yeah.
Oh, you did it. He looked down.
Fuck.
Lean back.
And this was going to be our smaller drop of the day. Like what? And once I got to the bottom and looked around, boy was I shocked by the pure bliss that this canyon had to offer us.
Hold on. Too fast on me. Only YouTube certified. Alright.
Our second drop was right in between a 110-foot cliff and the side of Morning Glory Arch. And this was as epic of an ending as it was gonna get for this trip. And so on the final morning of the trip, Zach and I would be leaving the group behind to head back home. And so we decided that what we really needed to experience was the sun rising through the arches one time.
Continue on Arches National Park Road for 10 miles.
Before we made the 18-hour drive back home and completed our ultimate adventure of a road trip. And that's exactly how this trip came to the perfect conclusion.
Alligators?
I hope there's not an alligator in there.
There not be a fucking gator in there.
Now, before I end this video, I would just like to show my gratitude to everybody that made this trip unforgettable. I want to thank Zach for the invite. I want to thank Nick, Graham, Haley, and Cortland for all the memories and all the company and all the fun that we had on this trip. There was not a dull moment, and here's to more adventures ahead.